Hi, this is Showrod Builder Dave, and I'm going to show you my 57, why I call it that, how I built it, and this is basically what put me on the map as a show rod builder in the country. So let's get with it. All right, so you're looking at what used to be a four-door 57 Chevy, the back end. I cut it down the middle. I cut it every which way you can. Tip to tip back here. Tip to tip is 57 inches wide. And you can check it out here. It looks pretty good. Got real nice metal flake paint that I put on it. Did all the body work. All this area here is all steel sheet metal that I put together. All the grill here is all handmade. There are drawer pulls in it like they used to do in the 60s. And there's 57 of them in there. So it's got the headlights of a 57 Chevy. Got the old 60s style Lucas flamethrower headlights in it, which are actually spotlights back in the day in England. But the guys in show rods started putting them in their hot rods. Got a tube front end, which is a T-bucket style. The chassis is a T-bucket. I built that myself. It's 2x3 tubing. And that's why I call it the 57, because it's got T-bucket chassis style under it. I got the T-bucket Roadster headers. My engine's a 350 Chevy. That's a mana-free carburetor with 4 2-barrels. That is the same setup that Milner had on his coupe in American Graffiti, if you're familiar with that movie. I did a nice mirrored firewall. The back end here, I couldn't forget the bumper bullets. So there they are. Got a lot of cool stuff. I put one hood rocket on it. I think 2 would have been too much, so 1 was cool. It's got the Raider 12 spoke in the front, and I do have disc brakes with Earhart brakes in it. Another classic 60s trick. The windshield is a 1957 Larson boat windshield. So I actually cut that windshield down, narrowed it, welded it back together. So that's what you're looking at there. I put a Halibrand style wheel on it with a flat center. It's got Cal City high crust slicks on it. If you look inside, that's 2 57 Chevy dashboards that I cut. So I needed the big part for the Speedo, and I wanted one for the tack, so I took 2 57 Chevy dashboards, cut them, and I put all the gauges in, and of course you can see down there, that is for a 57 210, the little emblem. Also 55s and 6s had them. I use that as my sort of gauge panel for the headlights, starting, and fuel pump. And there it is. She's a 4-speed. It's a T10 4-speed. I did the tuck and roll sewing myself on my sewing machine. I got an industrial sewing machine. And thanks to a good friend, I was able to pick one up and started learning how to sew. Maybe not the best, but hey, I got the job done. That is what they call Zodiac vinyl. It's a boat metal flake vinyl that they used to have in the 60s. Getting very hard to get now. So I really had to hunt around to get it right. You can see my metallic paint. That is a sort of a candy, how to explain it, metal flake paint job on it that I did. That's got 0.8 flake and 0.25 flake and some 0.4 mixed in there. So I do have a working trunk. And there she is from the back. And I got to show you a pretty cool piece. I put a jag rear in it. Another T-bucket 60s, 70s trick. There's the jag rear. It's all done up and all chromed. A lot of stuff on this car is chrome plated and neat. This car has been in magazines. And it's pretty much taken me places I never thought that I would ever get to, because I'm a small-time guy doing all this out of my pocket. No sponsors, no nothing. If there's any sponsors out there that want to sponsor me in building these kind of cars, I'm all open and all ears. But I do this out of my pocket, so being a small-time guy, I don't get to travel too much because I don't have a lot of money other than to build cars, and that's what I love to do. But this car has taken me to the Tri-5 Nationals in 2019 as an invited guest. I was very excited about that. Like I said, been in a couple magazines. This car has put me on the map as showrod builder. And this is my 57 you're looking at. I'm sure there's a million things I forgot. I will have photos of what I started with because I actually, when I had the back end of the 57, I made it into a bench outside my shop for a few years while I was collecting parts. And then I decided, I told my wife, I said, I'm going to build that into a car. And she was like, what? I said, yeah, watch. So that's what I ended up doing. But I'll have build photos in there so you can check that out. But this is the car. This is one of my loves right here. I love 57 Chevys, and I figured let's put it together with some kind of custom T-bucket and make a really cool hot rod out of it. So this is my 57. I'm Showrod Builder Dave, and I would like you to like, comment, subscribe, share. Always open to comments. I'll always answer back, so you can always do that. But there she is. Get another good look at the interior here. And check it out. This car is pretty cool. It is fun to drive. I don't drive it a lot, but it's fun to get it out once in a while and cruise around.
Okay, so this is what the 57 Chevy back end looked like. I put it in front of my shop for years as a bench, made it into like a rat rod bench, and that's what you're looking at there. And here it is when I cut it up. I actually cut it too narrow, so I ended up cutting it back open again to make it a little wider and give it that wedge shape that it ended up having, which I think looked cooler. And there is the body on the frame, just getting things together, putting things together. Kind of an early shot, but you get the idea. So, and there's a back end, cut down the bumper, narrowed the bumper to match everything. This is really in the early stages of build, but you can get a good idea of what you're looking at here. There's the grill that I custom made out of all steel. And you can see the hood rocket and the headlight bezels. And there's the custom dashboard that I made, cutting up two 57 Chevy dashboards. It gives you a little bit of an idea of what it looked like before it was finished. So I think that looks pretty decent. And there's a cool shot. I was standing on the back of my ramp truck when I took that. That was the body after I'd finished priming it and getting it ready and started fitting up all the side trim and everything. Looks good. There's the engine after I had done a fresh rebuild. 350 solid lifter cam, 202 fuelie heads, mana-free intake with Rochester carburetors, 2 barrels. Pretty cool. And there's the frame with the engine and transmission and rear end all together. It gives you a good idea. It's a metal flake frame, metal flake silver on the frame, metal flaked red on the engine. And I was just starting to assemble it. And there it is with the body on it. I was pretty happy that day to get that done. And it looks pretty cool. And that's it, pretty much, I'd say. Like, comment, subscribe, and share.